Hello and welcome. It is game day here in the nation's capital. Friday night football, which you can see on TSN tonight, where the Ottawa RedBlacks will host the BC Lions. The worst team in the East plays the worst team in the West, but it doesn't really feel like it. On the one hand, you've got the 1-8 RedBlacks taking on the 5-4 BC Lions. So listen to this. If the playoffs were to start today, the BC Lions wouldn't make it. Even though they've got a better record than any team in the Eastern Division, they wouldn't make it. Doesn't seem to make a lot of sense, and it has some people scratching their heads, but let's hold on. The playoffs don't start today. But let's just hope that by the time the playoffs do start, the BC Lions are in. As many of you know, the BC Lions are my favorite CFL team. They're my favorite professional sports team, and some people scratch their heads at that, but that's okay. Now, I'm also a huge supporter and lover of the Ottawa RedBlacks. Yeah, I love them. I was extremely happy when football came back to the nation's capital. I don't think I could have got my season's tickets quick enough, and I'm extremely happy that football's back. So today is a very, very exciting day for me because not only do I get to see the RedBlacks play at home, but I also get to see the BC Lions come to Ottawa. So let's take a look right now and look at some of the keys to this game. So first of all, Ottawa over the last few games haven't been doing very well. Right now, like I said, they've got the 1-8 record. They've got a sputtering offense that doesn't really seem to be scoring. In fact, one touchdown in the last 3 games, I believe. One offensive touchdown in the last 3 games. They're going to have to step it up if they expect to beat the Lions. Now, the Lions do have a fantastic defense with people like Solomon Elimimian and Adam Big Hill in the middle, and not to mention a fantastic corner in Ryan Phillips. And don't get me started on that front four. But if the Ottawa RedBlacks want to get their running game going, I certainly hope they've got some tricks up their sleeves. Now, on the flip side, you've got Henry Burris, and again, I think Henry Burris has been overly criticized. I think the entire offense of the RedBlacks needs some revamping and really needs to get going. But they're going to have to, because they're not going to be able to beat the Lions on field goals and perhaps one offensive touchdown. They're going to need to put up some points. Now, Looking at the Lions offense, Travis Lulay gets the start tonight. Now, Travis Lulay started on the bench as he was dealing with an injury, and he's shown he's been seeing limited exposure in the last couple games, taking a few snaps. But this is his first start of the season. Now, if it's the Travis Lulay of old that takes the field tonight, the RedBlacks are in trouble. Because with a potent offense with receivers like Emmanuel Arsenault, Andrew Harris in the backfield, and not to mention Ontario's own Sean Gore, they can do some damage to any defense. One of the things the RedBlacks have to do, especially on defense, is not take stupid penalties. And that's what we've been seeing over the last few weeks. Their defense will come up and have a good stand, but then you look, there's a flag on the field. And it's some stupid unnecessary roughness penalty or what have you. And then the next thing you know, 15 yards and the drive continues. Ottawa's going to really need to step up their discipline if they expect to have any chance of winning this game. Historically, if we were to look back at BC coming to Ottawa, it hasn't looked good for Ottawa. And over the last 4 meetings that BC has come to Ottawa, the wins have been extremely lopsided. However, that was a different team, that was a different franchise. But when you look at sports and you look at probability, you have to look at history. So let's look at this. The last game that the BC Lions played, not years ago against the Ottawa team, but this season, was against the Saskatchewan Roughriders in BC Place. A game where the BC Lions guaranteed that they would win the game. Unfortunately, they didn't, and as a result, because of this guarantee that they made, over 30,000 tickets had to be produced for upcoming games. So basically, they said to everybody in attendance, if we don't win, everybody gets a free ticket. And I think the attendance was something like 34,000 people, so that's 34,000 people that are going to get a ticket to an upcoming game. If I make a guarantee like that and you lose, you think to yourself, well, there's going to be a lot of shame. And I think that this is probably the opportunity for them to take out that anger. But on the other side, you've got an Ottawa team that knows they're a lot better than their 1-8 record, and they know that their fan base might be getting frustrated, but I'm sure they're getting frustrated as well. This isn't just a game to them. This is their livelihood. They want to come out and they want to produce and they want to perform and they want to win. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens as both teams are vying for those special playoff spots as we head towards the end of the season. My prediction, given the state of the Western Division and given the fact that BC can score points, sometimes it will, and it seems that Ottawa is having difficulty scoring, I'm going to predict that the BC Lions will win. However, I don't rule out the probability of an upset because I don't know what type of Red Blacks team we're going to see tonight. Are we going to see the Red Blacks team that put together some pretty good drives towards the end of the Montreal game and actually put together a scoring drive? Or are we going to see this 2-and-out, 2-and-out, 2-and-out sputtering offense? Because if it's the latter, it's going to be a long game for the Red Blacks. What do you think? Who do you think is going to win tonight? Feel free to let me know at Twitter at CFL_fan or hit me up on my Facebook page at facebook.com/WittyWhittier. I'll be in attendance and I can't wait. I'll have my Red Blacks hat on and my BC Lions jersey. To most people, I'll just look conflicted. Thank you so much for checking out this blog. I'm Keith Whittier, and that's my view from the 40.